closer.
If I win,
GBE don't bust. We got lots of don't bust.
Hey, what is up, bitches? It's your host, Ace Entertainment here, and today we're going to talk about the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch, the hybrid portable game console/tablet, due for release in March 2017, will be powered by NVIDIA's older Tegra X1 SoC and its not upcoming Tegra X2 Parker SoC as initially rumored. The use of the Tegra X1, which also powers the NVIDIA Shield Android TV, means the graphics hardware inside the Switch is based on NVIDIA's older second generation Maxwell architecture, rather than the latest Pascal architecture. While the other two architectures share a very similar design, the Switch will miss out on some of the smaller performance improvements made in Pascal. It is not known yet whether the hardware in the Switch will be manufactured on the more powerful, efficient 16nm process as used by Pascal, or whether it will remain at 20nm. The Switch uses an older architecture that may come as a disappointment to those hoping for Xbox One or PlayStation 4 power in a portable gaming console. But more telling than the SoC itself is the clock speed it runs at. Multiple sources have confirmed that Digital Foundry that the Switch will run its GPU at two different clock speeds. Depends on whether it's docked or whether it's being used as a portable. And the difference between the two is huge. When docked, the Switch's GPU runs at 768 MHz, already lower than the 1 GHz of the Shield Android TV. When used as a portable, the Switch downclocks the GPU to 307.2 MHz, just 40% of the clock speed as when it's docked. Even more startling is Nintendo is giving developers the option to ignore the higher GPU stock speed entirely, running at the lower clock speed even when it's docked.
What computer do you have?
According to the documents received by Digital Foundry, it's the final specification for the combinations of performance configurations and performance mode that the applications will be able to use at launch. Given the Switch is highly likely to use a 720p screen rather than a 1080p, this is currently assuming to be a 6.2-inch IPS LCD with a 10-point multi-touch support. There is some overhead to run games at 1080p when docked. However, it's questionable how many developers will go into the effort creating games that make use of the extra horsepower, rather than simply operating the program for slower overall GPU clock speed. When the GPU performance is variable, the rest of the Switch specs remain static. Its 4 ARM A57 CPU cores are purport to run at the 1020 MHz regardless of whether the console is docked or undocked. Whether the memory controller run at 1600 MHz or 1331 MHz in either mode. These specs certainly won't challenge the pixel-pushing performance of the Xbox One or PS4, and yet it raises more questions whether how third-party systems will come to the Switch. Older games like Skyrim, as shown in the reveal trailer, may appear on the Switch, but cutting-edge games may take longer to arrive, if they do at all. Despite the performance deficiencies compared to the competition, the Switch still represents a sizable jump in performance over the Wii U. That's not to mention the performance impact of any as yet unknown architectural tweaks Nintendo and NVIDIA will have made in the Switch hardware. Nintendo is once again doing something very different with its consoles, choosing to ignore high-end hardware of its competitors in favor of a console with potentially far more mainstream appeal. With just over 3 months to go until the launch of the Switch, is plenty unknowns remaining. Expect to hear a lot more about the console in the coming weeks. Nintendo is holding a press conference in Tokyo on January 13th, 2017, with its regional events taking place the same day. Hopefully this press conference will clear some unknown speculations behind Nintendo Switch. I'm your host here, Ace Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace, yo.
sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated.